Good afternoon. Let's start the daily discussion on current affairs. The first topic that we will take today is the overhauling of the accreditation system. Okay, so we have a NAC, National Assessment and Accreditation Council of the UGC. So right now there is demand to overhaul the system. The central government plans to overhaul the accreditation system for higher educational institutions by the end of the year, replacing the current practice of assigning a score and corresponding grade with a binary system like A plus, B plus plus. Okay, NAC, National Assessment and Accreditation Council, an autonomous body established by the University Grant Commission. It was established in 1994 on the basis of recommendations made under the National Education Policy 1986. NEP 1986 provided for establishing the National Assessment and Accreditation Council. Okay, Commission, so Council, NAC. So it is registered under the Karnataka Society Registration Act 1960 and Karnataka Society Registration Rule 1961 because it had quarters in Karnataka, Bangalore in Karnataka. So it is registered under the Karnataka Society Registration Act. To make quality the defining element of higher education in India through a combination of self and external quality evaluation, promotion and sustenance initiatives, headquartered at Bangalore. Objective of NAC to arrange for periodic assessment and accreditation of institutions of higher education or units thereof or specific academic programs or projects. To stimulate the academic environment for promotion of quality of teaching, learning and research in higher education institutions. To encourage self-evaluation, accountability, autonomy and innovations in higher education. So responsibility of the NAC. To undertake quality related research, NAC also conduct quality related research. Okay, studies, consultancy, okay. So to undertake quality related research studies, consultancy and training program and to collaborate with other stakeholders of higher education for quality evaluation, promotion and sustenance. Meaning of assessment and accreditation. Assessment is the performance evaluation of an institution or its units based on certain established criteria. Accreditation is the certification of quality for a fixed period, which in the case of NAC is 5 years. The University Grant Commission, through a Gazette notification in January 2013, has made it mandatory for higher education institutions to undergo accreditation. Okay. Okay, so the University Grant Commission, through a Gazette notification in January 2013, has made it mandatory for higher educational institution to undergo accreditation. Every higher education institution should undergo the accreditation process and get the grade. How accreditation process is carried out? The process of accreditation, assessment accreditation broadly consisted of online submission of institutional information for quality assessment and self-study report, data validation and verification by NAC, student satisfaction survey by the NAC, peer team visit and institutional grading. So grading is also done by the NAC team. Okay. So institution accredited in India, there are 1043 university and 42,343 colleges listed. Okay, listed in on the portal of the All India Survey of Higher Education. Out of these, okay, so okay, of this portal all survey of higher education. Out of these, 392 university and 8,483 colleges are NAC accredited. That means out of 1,043 universities, only 392 university are accredited by NAC, and out of 42,343 colleges, only 8,483 are accredited to NAC. Region-wise, the northern states have the highest number of accredited university. North Indian states. Okay. Okay. Out of these region-wise, northern states have the highest number of accredited university at 136, followed by the south 113, and west 72, and the east 52. The northeast only 19. Among the states, Maharashtra accounts for the highest number of accredited colleges at 1,796. Tamil Nadu with the most accredited university with 43 university in Tamil Nadu accredited by the NAC. Benefit of being NAC accredited through a multi-layered process steered by the NAC, a higher education institution get to know whether it meets certain standard of quality set. Okay, so get okay. So through a multi-layer process steered by the NAC, a higher education institution get to know whether it meets certain standards of quality set by the evaluator in terms of curriculum, faculty, infrastructure, research, and financial well-being, among others. So the most important thing is the infrastructure. Second is the faculty members. So what is the faculty base of the institution, because quality matters over there. Then comes the infrastructure. Okay, then the research. So what is the research contribution of that institution? Okay, and the financial well-being. Based on these parameters, NAC gives institution grades ranging from A++ to C. If an institution is graded D, it means it is not accredited. So from A++ to C, the rating is good, but if anyone get D, then it is that it is not getting the accreditation. Apart from recognition, being accredited also helps institution attract capital as funding agency look for objective data for performance funding. It shows for the government funding also. This needs the accreditation is a factor taken into consideration by the government for releasing funds. Okay. Apart from recognition, being accredited also helps institution attract capital as funding agency look for objective data for performance funding. It helps an institution know its strength, weakness, and opportunity through an informed review process. NAC accreditation helps students going for higher education abroad, as many global higher education authority insist on recognition and accreditation of the institution where the student has studied. Moreover, employers also took the reliable information on the quality of prospective recruits education as an NAC grading helps those institution for the employer. The central government plans to overhaul the accreditation system for higher education institution by the end of the year. The plan is to replace the current practice of assigning a score and corresponding grade with a binary system where institution will be declared either accredited or unaccredited without specific score or grades. So these A++ to C grades will no more be used, so it will be only accredited or non-accredited. The NAC announcement that the proposed reform in the current accreditation system put forth by the committee headed by former ISRO chairman Dr. K. Radhakishan have been accepted by the Education Ministry. Recommendation of the Radhakishan committee: the committee has recommended that the IIT should be brought under the ambit of NAC. Right now, IITs are not under the ambit of the NAC. So the committee has recommended that IIT should be brought under the ambit of the NAC accreditation. Currently, IIT follow their internal system for specific peer evaluation and assessment of program. Binary accreditation system: currently, the NAC follows an 8-point grading system under which institutes are rated A++, A+, B++, B, C, and D based on data submitted by institutions and their verification by the expert team during the campus visit. Once the institute submit the data, the expert NAC team make a visit or physical visit on the spot to the institution to get the facts submitted by the institution properly verified in by the first-hand information being present over there. The committee has suggested that under the new system, institutions be certified accredited or not accredited. A separate category of IoT accreditation will cover institutions which are close to the threshold level of accreditation. Accredited, non-accredited, and to be accredited. 3 categories will be the new parameters. The committee has also proposed that the entire accreditation process be made less dependent on inspection by a team of experts by adopting the mechanism of crowdsourcing. The idea is to get the input submitted by the institute vetted by a carefully chosen set of audience with diverse association with the concerned institution. This set of audience may include students, including the PhD and postdoctoral scholars, faculty, staff, alumni, official visitors such as the selection committee members, employers of the students, etc. The National Accreditation Council last Radhakishan committee has proposed that instead of having separate body for accreditation institutions and course, overarching agency be set up for this purpose. That is the recommendation of the Radhakishan committee. Okay, so lastly, the Radhakishan committee has proposed that instead of having separate body for accrediting institutions and courses, one overarching agency to be set up. This is the major recommendation of the Radhakishan committee. The proposed National Accreditation Council, envisaged by the NEP New Education Policy 2020, should also subsume the National Institution Ranking Framework (NIRF), which ranks higher education institutions in India. How will the new accreditation system work? At present, the NAC assess institute and awards grade based on scores. If a higher education institution get a score between 3 to 3.51 to 4, it gets A++ grade. A score between 3.26 to 3.50 gets A+ grade. And a score of 3.1 to 3.25 gets a grade. There are 8 grades in total, including C plus scores between 1.51 to 2, which means basic accreditation, and D for score below 1.51, indicating unaccredited status. Under the proposed binary accreditation system, higher education institution will be given either accredited tag or non-accredited tag. The non-accredited will be further divided into 2 subcategories: IoT accreditation and those institutions that nearly meets the requirement but need improvement, and not accredited for the one that are far below the standard of accreditation. Another form of NAC announcement was the implementation of the maturity-based graded accreditation in addition to the binary system. The former is for higher education institutions that have secured the accredited tag under the binary system and is for them to graduate level 1 and level 5. From level 1, an accreditation institute, the plan is to incentivize improvement up to level 4, where an institution will become an institution of national excellence. Further, the move to level 5 to get the tag of institution of global excellence for multidisciplinary research and education. With reference to IIT, it is not clear if they will be mandated to participate once NAC rolls out the binary accreditation. Okay. The next topic is the crisis in Red Sea because of the pirate attack. The latest in the series of attack on commercial vehicles. Okay, so why it is in news in the latest in the series of attack on commercial vessels in the Western Arabian Sea by the Houthi rebels. A Marshall Island flagged oil tanker Martin Lunda came under a missile attack. The vessel has 22 Indian and 1 Bangladeshi crew member on board. While the ship was learned to have caught fire and reported damage, no casualty or injury was reported at the time. It promoted a quick response from the Indian Navy's guided missile destroyer INS Visakhapatnam, which was deployed in the Gulf of Aden. What is Red Sea? Red Sea is a narrow strip of water extending southeastward from the Suez, Egypt to the Bab-el-Mandeb Strait. Bab-el-Mandeb Strait connects the Mediterranean Sea and the Arabian Sea via the Red Sea and the Suez Canal. Basically, it is a narrow inland sea between that Arabian Peninsula and Africa. The Red Sea separates the coast of Egypt, Sudan, and Eritrea from those of Saudi Arabia and the Yemen. The Gulf of Aqaba, a northeastern extension of the sea, reaches the southeastern Israel and southeastern Jordan. The Red Sea contains some of the world's hottest and saltiest seawater. It is one of the most heavily traveled waterway in the world, carrying maritime traffic between Europe and Asia. Freight rates for Indian shipment headed to Europe and Africa could surge to as much as 20-30% if there is disruption among the route. For India, the Red Sea trade route is the shortest trade route for ship moving from Asia to Europe. India is heavily reliant on the Bab-el-Mandeb Strait for its crude oil, LNG import and trade with parts of West Asia, Africa and Europe. This route is vital for 30% of the global container traffic through the sea route. So who are the Houthis? Houthis is a Shiite Muslim sect and political and military organization that emerged in Yemen in the 1990s. Named after the Houthi tribe, they are Zaidi Shiite. Zaidism is a subsect of the Shia Islam and is believed in following the lineage of the Prophet Muhammad's family and the political leader of the state. The Houthis are also known as Ansar Allah, which translates to supporters of God. Involvement in civil war of Yemen. The Houthi are one side of the Yemeni civil war that has raged for nearly a decade. Yemen civil war began in 2014 when Houthi insurgents took control of Yemen's capital and largest city, the Sana'a. By the early 2015, the Saudi Arabia, along with other Gulf states and the US support, was launched airstrike against the Houthi, who are backed by Iran. So the Houthi rebels, so they are backed by Iran. Okay. A ceasefire was finally signed in 2022. It lapsed after 6 months, but the warring party have not returned to full-scale conflict. The Houthis attack Red Sea ship. The Iran-backed Houthis rebel of Yemen have been attacking ships in the Red Sea in response to Israel's military campaign in the Gaza Strip. So after the Israel's military attack in the Gaza Strip, the Houthi rebels, so they have started attacking the targets. The Houthis support Hamas and vote to on November 19 to target vessels they believe are heading to and from Israel. So that is what their declaration. Any vessel sailing to or the from Yemen will be attacked by the Houthis. This was declared by the Houthi rebels. Then trouble in the Red Sea and the impact on India. Trouble in the Red Sea, attack on cargo ship in the Red Sea since November 2023 by the Houthi militia of Yemen have increased. It has turned the quickest maritime route linking Asia with Europe through the Suez Canal unsafe. It has forced freighters to take a longer transit around the Cape of Good Hope in Africa, southern tip, making shipment both dearer and longer to deliver. Among the 90% of Western Hemisphere cargo, both inbound or shipped from India, that used to go to the Red Sea is now getting rerouted through the Cape of Good Hope. The remaining 10% of the Indian import or export cargo is either not moving or using a transit facility. Container Corporation of India said that about 25% of its containers are being held back by Indian exporters, as everybody is hoping the situation will normalize shortly. Impact on India, besides the extra time taken on account of the longer route, the development could make import costlier and call for better inventory management. The Red Sea crisis could come in the way of any plan to reduce pump prices of petrol and diesel. Freight rates for imported routes are increased. War risk premiums in the Red Sea have been partially contributing to the freight rate increase for the relevant routes. Commodity are the most affected, whether it be chemical, plastic, petrochemicals, because margins are not there to absorb the hike in the freights. Okay. Then market access initiative scheme. Ahead of the interim budget 2024, exporters have urged the government to allocate fund worth 3,080 billion for the market access initiative scheme. About the market access initiative scheme, okay, it is an export promotion. Okay, so it is an export promotion scheme envisages to act as a catalyst to promote India's export on a sustainable basis. Export promotion scheme. The scheme is formulated on focus product, focus country approach. Focus product means any specific product is focused, and focus country means also specific country or focus for this particular product. Okay, that is called the focus product and focus country scheme. Assistance could be provided to export promotion organization, trade promotion organization, national level institutions, research institutions. Okay, research institutions, university, laboratories, exporters, etc., for enhancement of export through accessing new market or through creating their shares in the existing market. That means this is a export promotion scheme where government want to access different market in different countries. So two things are different products and different market in different countries are accessed by giving them promotional measures by the government in this particular program. Under this particular program, government aim to access different market by different products. Okay, so institution get the support, trade promotion organization get the support, national level institution get the support, university and laboratory also get the support for this from the government. Under the scheme, the level of assistance for each eligible activity have been fixed. The following activity will be eligible financial assistance under the scheme: marketing project abroad, capacity building, support for statutory compliances, studies, project development, developing trade related facilitation web portal to support cottage and handicraft units. Eligible agencies: Department of Central Government and Organization of Central and State Government, including Indian Mission Abroad, Export Promotion Councils, registered under trade promotion organizations, commodity boards, apex trade bodies recognized under the trade policy body of the Government of India, recognized industrial and artistic clusters, individual exporters. Okay, individual exporters will also get the support. National level institutions like the Indian Institute of Technology (IIT), Indian Institute of Management (IIM), National Institute of Design (NID), NIFT, research institutions of design, research institutions, university and recognized laboratory will also get the support for this. The funding of each project will be on cost sharing basis, with the sharing pattern ranging from 65% to 50% at the minimum. It is administered by the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India, through the Director General of Foreign Trade. So DGFT, Director General of Foreign Trade, is the funding agency. Then the Singchuang Bugum Village Community Reserve, Arunachal Pradesh, at the recently held Republic Day parade showcased its Singchuang Bugum Village Community Reserve, a 17 square kilometer biodiversity hotspot. About this particular village community reserve, it is a 17 square kilometer biodiversity hotspot located in Arunachal Pradesh, around 40 kilometers from the famous the Eagle Nest Sanctuary. Okay, so it is home to critically endangered species such as the passerine bird, Pugun, Lochila, which is named after the Muguns community. It was one of the first bird species to be discovered in India since the country's independence in 1947, and it lives only on the Mugun community lands. The Guguns are indigenous community with a population of about 2000 people spread across 12 villages that are dotted outside the forest of the Eagle Nest Wildlife Sanctuary in the northeastern state. Conservation reserve and community reserve in India term denoting protected area of India, which typically acts as buffer zones, connectors and migration corridor between established national parks, wildlife sanctuary and is a reserve and protected forest in India. Such areas are designated as conservation reserve if they are uninhabited and completely owned by the Government of India but used for sustenance by communities, and community reserve if part of the land is privately owned. These protected area category are first introduced in the Wildlife Protection Act 2002, an amendment to the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. These categories are added because of reduced protection in and around existing or proposed protected area due to private ownership of land and land use. The provision of the Wildlife Protection Act apply to an area once it has been declared a community reserve. So here it is declared as a community reserve. The Wildlife Protection Area or Wildlife Protection Act comes into operation over there. Then the next topic is about the quantum computing. Researchers have unveiled a novel approach that integrates quantum computing with the study of living organisms. About quantum computing, it is an area of computer science focused on the development of technology based on the principle of quantum theory. Quantum theory explains the behavior of energy and materials at the atomic and subatomic level. Okay. So quantum, it is based on the principle of the superposition of matters and quantum. Okay. Okay, so it is based on the principle of the superposition of the matter and quantum entanglement and use a different computation method from the traditional one. Quantum computer have the capability to sift through huge number of possibility and extract potential solution to complex problem and challenges. How does it work? Where classical computer store information as bit with either 0 or 1s, quantum computer use qubits. While classical bits always represent either 1 or 0, a qubit can be a superposition of 1 and 0 simultaneously until its state is measured. In addition, the state of multiple qubit can be entangled, meaning that they are linked quantum mechanically to each other. Qubit can be made by manipulating atoms, electrically charged atoms called the ions or electrons, or by nano engineering, so-called artificial atom, such as circuits of superconducting qubits using a printing method called the lithography. What is superposition and entanglement? There are two features. Okay, so a qubit places the quantum information that is contained in a step of superposition. This refers to a combination of all possible configurations of the qubit. Group of qubits in superposition can create complex multi-dimensional computational spaces. Complex problem can be represented in new ways in these spaces. Entanglement, pairs of qubits can be made to become entangled. This means that the two qubits that then exist in a single state. In such a state, changing one qubit directly affects the other in a manner that is predictable. Quantum algorithms are designed to take advantage of this relationship to solve complex problems. While doubling the number of bits in a classical computer doubles It processing power at the adding qubits result in an exponential upswing in computing power and ability. Then the next is the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. Okay, so more than 300 vultures were recorded in the recently completed synchronous vulture survey in the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. So it is located in the Western Ghats. It encompasses part of Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Karnataka. It was first Biosphere Reserve of India established in 1986. The total area of the reserve is 5,520 square kilometer. It is the largest protected forest area of India. The Mudumalai Wildlife Sanctuary, Wayand Wildlife Sanctuary, the Bandipur National Park, the Nagarhole National Park, the Mukurti National Park, the Silent Valley are the protected area present within this particular biosphere reserve. Vegetation, it harbors a wide spectrum of ecosystem types such as the tropical evergreen forest, mountain foliage and grassland, semi-evergreen forest, moist deciduous forest, dry deciduous forest and the thorn forest. The annual rainfall of the reserve range from 500 mm to 7000 mm, with temperature ranging from 0 degree centigrade in the winter to 41 degree during the summer. Tribal population, tribal groups like the Todaj, Kotaj, Irulaj, the Kurumbaj, Kanyaj, Adians, Edandaj, Chetij, the Cholakenis, Alar, Malayalam, etc. native to the reserve. It is India's first biosphere reserve under the UNESCO's Managed Biosphere Reserve MAP program, as it is popularly known by the UNESCO. About 33,300 species of flowering plants can be seen here. Of these 3,300 species, 132 are endemic to the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve. Some of the plant entirely restricted to the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve include the species of Adenon, the Calanthanus, the Ballopis, the Pereira, the Jordania, the Vata, the Peliconensis. It includes the largest known population of the two endangered animal species, namely the Nilgiri thar and the lion-tailed macaws, and the largest South Indian population of elephant, tiger, gaur, sambar, and the cheetah. Then the Armado, the new Mahindra Armado recently made its first appearance at the Republic Day Parade. It is India's first armored light specialist vehicle. It is a fully indigenous vehicle designed and built by the Mahindra Defence System for the Indian Armed Forces as per the Make in India program. It can be used in counter-terrorist and special forces operation. It can also be used by the quick reaction team as a reconnaissance vehicle and for patrolling the borders. It has a seating capacity of 6 passengers, including the driver, and can be configured to seat up to 8. Above the standard of 100 kg load capacity, the ASLV can carry another 400 kg. It gets ballistic protection up to the B7 level and the Satang level 2. This means that this armor offers protection against armor piercing rifles. Also, the SLB gets protection on all sides, front side and rear, from the ballistic and explosives. Powering a four-wheeler, it is a 3.2 liter multi-fuel diesel engine that generates 216 HP of maximum power. Armado takes just 12 seconds to accelerate from 0 to 60 km per hour and runs at a speed of more than 120 km per hour. It also gets a self-cleaning type exhaust scavenging and air filtration system for extreme dusty climate like the deserts, because it will operate in the desert system, so it has its own system to cope with it. Then the next topic is a question answer. Effective management of the India's border with neighboring country is the sine qua non for eradicating of terrorism, organized crime, cross-border insurgency, and other internal security issues faced by the Indians. So, India land borders extend to 15,000 km, which is shared with 7 countries like China, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Nepal, Bhutan, including small submarine with Afghanistan. In northern Jammu and Kashmir, it is a coastline that is 7,683 km long and an exclusive economic zone that is over 2 million square kilometers in size. China-India border. India and China have a long-standing border dispute along the line of actual control. Chinese military frequently trespass into Indian territory, and this has led to multiple military stand-up and dashing class along the border, including the Doklam stand-up in 2017, the Galwan class in 2020. Indo-Pakistan border dispute and difficulty terrain has resulted in poor infrastructure. This has made cross-border terrorism and illicit activity like arms and drugs trafficking and fake currency racket by state and non-state actors in Pakistan due to porous border possible. Failure of intelligence has also led to terrorist attacks like the Pulwama attack 2019 in Jammu and Kashmir. Indo-Bangladesh border, the major issue faced are illegal migration from Bangladesh due to porous border. Trans-border crimes like smuggling of cattle and human trafficking takes place along the Indo-Bangladesh border. Indo-Nepal border, there is border dispute especially along the Kalapani and the Susta region because of the shifting of the Himalayan rivers. The Indo-Nepal border is open and it provides easy access to terrorists and insurgents and landing of smuggling and counterfeit currency, drug trafficking, etc. due to open border between India and Nepal. Indo-Myanmar border, rugged terrains. Okay, so rough terrain make overall development of the area difficult between India and Myanmar. Okay, because of the rough terrain. Okay, so then Indo-Myanmar border is porous, which helps insurgents, especially in the northeastern states, safe haven in the Myanmar. Drug trafficking is also rampant due to the vicinity of the Golden Triangle. Myanmar is part of the Golden Triangle. Then India-Bhutan border, movement of insurgent groups like the NDFB, the ULFA members, after carrying out extortions, killing, blast into Bhutan due to the porous border between India and Bhutan. Challenges along the coastal and the inland region, use of the sea by the terrorists to carry out attack due to poor marine security. For example, the Mumbai blast of 1993, the 26/11 attack by the Pakistani state and non-state actors. Another problem is that maritime piracy and use of uninhabited islands by terrorist groups for smuggling arms, etc. Importance of effective border management. Counter-terrorism, effective border control prevents the infiltration of terrorists and restrict the movement of the arms and explosives. Limit organized crimes. Tight border security curtails illegal activity such as drug and human trafficking, smuggling and illicit trade. Surpass cross-border insurgency. Well-managed border deter insurgent from gaining foothold, resources or support from external sources. Preserve sovereignty, maintaining clear and secure border upholds national sovereignty and ensure territorial integrity. Regulate migration, effective management facilitates legal migration while preventing illegal entry, thus ensuring demographic stability. Then comprehensive integrated border management system, CIBMS, effective implementation of CIBMS is required. Okay, so is required along all border area to improve situational awareness at difficult level of hierarchy to facilitate prompt and quick response to emerging situation along the Indo-Pakistan border and India-Bangladesh border. So border electrically dominated QRT interceptance techniques, it will monitor unfenced riverine area of Brahmaputra and its tributaries, thus reducing problems of illegal migration and smuggling from Bangladesh. Increasing surveillance at the border, day and night surveillance camera and intrusion detection system giving feed to security forces. Control room who send quick reaction team to thwart any illegal activity. Surveillance through unmanned aerial vehicles along difficult terrain can be an option. Creating infrastructure along the border for the effective management of quick response along the border, ranging up to project for the development of border infrastructure, such as border fencing, border roads, border floodlights, border outpost, etc. is necessary. In some area, Government of India is doing this. For this, government is implementing the border infrastructure management scheme, which comprise of projects aimed to infrastructure development in India's international border. So, role of artificial intelligence in border management: AI-based software processes the data collected by these devices to identify potential threat and alert border patrol agents in real time. Cameras powered by AI can scan a large number of people and can detect any suspicious activity. That Madhukar Gupta committee has given its recommendation broadly on the issue of threat and border protection, assessment of force level, deployment on the border, infrastructure and technology issue for protection of border and administrative issues. A strong collaborative initiative is required with Ministry of Home Affairs and the Defence Ministry, as well as involving other defence ministry from the neighboring states. Then coming to the MCQs, with reference to the Changpa community of India, so they live mainly in the state of Uttarakhand. That is not correct. They are the Pashmina, goat and elde fine wool. They keep the category of scheduled tribes. So here 2 and 3 are correct. With the present state of development, artificial intelligence can effectively do which of the following: bring down electricity consumption in industry, right? Okay. Create meaningful short stories and songs. So this is not, this is a near possibility. Disease diagnosis, right? Text to speech conversation can be also done by artificial intelligence. Okay. 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 4 means, sorry, 1, 3, 4, B is the right answer. Okay. Recently, scientists observed a merger of giant black hole billions of light year away from the Earth. What is the significance of this observation? So this is the gravitational wave we have detected for the first time. The following statement with respect to the INSAT 3DR, the Indian Meteorological Department (IMD) uses INSAT 3DR satellite data for weather forecasting and monitoring purposes. That is right. So it is an advanced meteorological satellite of India configured with an imaging system and atmospheric sounder. That is right. The coloration of images from the GRB red, green, blue imager of the INSAT 3D satellite relies on solar reflections and brightness, temperature. All the three are correct here. With reference to the Biological Diversity Amendment Act 2023, consider the following statement: it seeks to reduce the pressure on wild mechanical plants, medicinal plants by encouraging cultivation of the medicinal plants. That's right. The Act mandates Ayush practitioners to pay access and benefit sharing. No, the term Ayush practitioner is not clearly defined in the Act. Right. 1 and 3. The FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization. Okay. The Food and Agricultural Organization (FAO) accords the status of globally important agricultural heritage site (GIAS) to traditional agricultural system. What is the overall goal of this initiative 2020-2016? To provide modern technology, training in modern farming method and financial support to the local community for identified GIAS so as to greatly enhance their agricultural productivity. That is the not the target. Then to identify and safeguard eco-friendly traditional farm practices and their associated landscape, agricultural biodiversity and knowledge system of the local community, right? To provide GI status to all the varieties of the agricultural produce in such identified areas. Only 2 is correct. So the vertical devolution of tax reference revenue in India refers to the sharing of the tax revenue from the center and the state governments. That's right. A. With reference to the Alliance for Global Good, Gender Equality and Equity and Equality, the following statement. It has been launched by India, right? The alliance emphasizes adopting global best practices, sharing knowledge, and making investment in women's health, education, and enterprise right. The World Economic Forum is the network partner of this alliance. All the three are correct. The main objective of the World Trade Organization's agreement on agriculture is to reduce trade distortion in agricultural sector. Reduce trade distortions in agricultural sector. B. Consider the following statement. Icebergs are formed by calving or splitting glaciers and are made of fresh water. The unseen portion of the iceberg submerged below the waterline is typically smaller and less dense than the above water portion. Okay. Then to qualify as an iceberg, the ice must have a height exceeding 16 feet of the sea level, thickness between 98 to 160 feet, and cover an area of at least 532 square kilometer. The salinity of the iceberg is lower than the sea water. Here three are correct. Thank you for watching. Keep watching regularly to update yourself.